Hey everyone, and welcome back to the breakdown. Today we're going to be going over a complete admin guide, giving you all a complete guide to ChestShop. This is going to allow you to set up and allow players to set up shops on your server and basically put items in the chest, set up a sign with those items in it, and then allow other players to buy them. It's a pretty cool setup, and it is something that pretty much every server has some sort of player shop style setup, and that's what ChestShop is going to allow you to do, set up player shops and all of that. So awesome stuff there. First and foremost, though, we do have as our sponsor, which is Apex Minecraft Hosting. If you want to start a Minecraft server on an incredible Minecraft server host that is DDoS protected up 24 hours a day, has an incredible support team, you can check out Apex, the first link down below, the breakdown.xyz/Apex, to get exactly that. We actually love and trust Apex so much that we host our own server, play.breakdowncraft.com, on them. So if you're looking for a great Minecraft server for you and your friends to love and enjoy, check out Apex, the first link down below, the breakdown.xyz/Apex, to get an incredible server for you, your friends, or anyone else you want to have on your server. So nonetheless, let's go ahead and get into ChestShop. So we're going to be going over every part of this plugin, and truthfully, you don't need to do much with this plugin, right? It's kind of just a basic drag and drop in plugin. There is one permission you're going to want to give users, and I'll tell you that here in a second, but overall, it's a pretty simple plugin. There's some stuff you can change that we'll go over, but you don't have to change anything. It's going to work pretty well out of the box. So what does this plugin do exactly? Well, it's going to allow your players to make player shops using chests. So basically, they want to place a chest on the ground, and then I would recommend placing an item that they want to sell into that chest, for example, diamonds, and then put a sign on that chest that leaves the first line blank. The second line is going to be the amount of the item they want to sell. The third line is going to have the buy, right? So that's going to be how much a player is going to buy it for, in this case, $10. You're going to have a colon and then another number, and that's going to be the sell price, right? So for example, you're going to sell those or buy them back for $5 there. That's going to be the sell price, and then the question mark on the last line allows the item to autofill to whatever item is in the chest there. Now, one thing I will say is you don't have to have a buy and a sell price. If you only want to, like sell items, basically have other users buy them, you can just use the buy price. And if you just want to buy them from users, you can just have the sell price. So that is an option if that is something you want, right? Automatically going to do that, and that's how you set up a chest shop. It's pretty simple. Now, there is an example here, and that's what it's going to look like. For example, if you're selling 64 diamonds for, $10 to buy them as a user, or you can sell them back to the store for $5. And then we do have the username at the top. The username is going to automatically fill in. Now, there are admin shops as well, and it's the exact same process, except on that first line, you don't leave it blank. You just put admin space shop on that first line, and you'll be good to go. Now, one thing I will say is that you probably don't want to use an admin shop unless you absolutely have to. Shop GUI Plus is going to give you a much better shop experience. These chest shops like this are much more designed for players to be able to sell items to other players. So there's also some commands listed here. I'll go through those a little more in depth later on in the video, and then the permissions here. So as you can see, this right here is the permission that I was talking about. ChestShop.shop asterisk is what you're going to want to be able to, kind of use there. Now, there's also the ChestShop mod, which is going to be allowing you to open any shop chest, right? By default, players will only be able to open shop chests they've set up, obviously. ShopChest.mod allows them to open up any chest, and then the ChestShop.admin allows them not only opening chest, but destroying the chest and creating of those admin shops I was talking about. So awesome stuff there. So we're going to go ahead and download this plugin, right? Just click download now. It's currently available for 1.13, 1.14, and 1.15. I expect it to update to 1.16 as well. It's kept up to date pretty regularly. We're going to keep it in the bottom left down there. Then I'm going to go back to the download page because we'll be using this a little later on. We also need an economy plugin, so we're going to be using Essentials X for that, right? Essentials X, very, very stable plugin. Many people use it, updated for 1.8 through 1.15, so no worries there. And then we will also need Vault. All of these, including ChestShop, are linked in the description down below. We've got ChestShop, Essentials X, and Vault, all linked in the description down below, so you can save all of those down there and download them all. Now, if I minimize my browser, here we have ChestShop, we have Essentials X, we have Vault, and then we have those download files that'll delete here in a second after these are truly finished downloading. But Essentials X here, we can go ahead and open that up, and I'm just going to pull out Essentials X Chat, and Essentials X Spawn, because those are the ones that I always use. I don't know why, but that's just what I always use out of Essentials, so we're going to install all of these. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add these to our server. You obviously will need a bucket server, at least for these. We're currently running a paper server here. As you can see, paper version 245 for 1.15.2 is what we're using. But we can just drag and drop all of these into here, right like so. And we can go ahead and start the server. So let's go ahead and double click on that run.bat file there. And it's going to open up the CMD and start the server right on up, right? It's going to take a few seconds, obviously, but eventually the server will start up and we'll see our files generate in here. All of that wonderful stuff. As you can see, there's Vault, and then there is Chest Shop, and then Essentials should come in right shortly. There it is. There's Essentials. So there's all of the files and folders that'll generate with this plugin if you're using Essentials. You don't have to use the Essentials economy. There are other economies you can use. Pretty much all of them are compatible with Chest Shop. Essentials is just the easy one that most people have on their server. That's why I always use it in tutorials. So once you have this here, we can go ahead and jump into the config file. So there's a lot of stuff in here. There's really config is all you're going to want to look at. Discounts is interesting. And basically what that means is it's going to be different groups that you can set discounts for. For example, if you want a rank group to have a certain discount, as you can see, you can come in here and configure that with like Chest Shop discount group 1 will only pay 75% of the actual price. And for example, all that would be is that right there, right? And boom, now group 1 only pays 75%. They get a 25% discount. We're not going to have any of that, but it is a cool sort of system. If you want to know this text editor, it is linked in the description down below. It is Atom. It is what I use for everything from breakdown craft stuff to just normal text editing for videos here. That's what I use. So we're going to go ahead and open up our config. This is where most again of your configuration is going to be. All sorts of stuff in here. So what can be a shop, right? If you wanted to add in, for example, shulker boxes, you could. But right here we do have chest and we have trap chest by default. The shop interval is how often a player can use a signed shop. By default, this should be fine. I've never had any players complain about it. However, if you go any faster, it could lag your server because it's a lot of transactions. If you go any slower, it could be annoying. So I would just leave that by default. Ignore creative mode. Basically, do you want to allow people to use the shop in creative mode? Yes or no. Ignore access perms. Do you want to allow using shops to people who have access to it due to their permission? So basically, if someone has access to a chest, do you want them to be able to purchase from it? Yes or no. I would just leave that default. Overall, most of this stuff is going to be left default. Just full disclosure here, nothing in here really has to be changed. Now, one of the things that is interesting is remove empty chest. This can help keep your overall amount of signed shops or chest shops down, but overall can be buggy as well on the latest version. This was a feature that had no bugs in 1.15 or 1.12, by the way. We've noticed some in 1.15, so we actually leave that false on our servers, but it's up to you. So empty shops might be a little easier, but removing the chest themselves, probably not what I would recommend. Moving the shops, you could probably be okay with that. Now, the admin shop, right? So what do you put on the first line of that admin shop? So as you can see here, by default, it is admin shop, but you could just make it to where it said shop. So that is 100% configurable right here. Now, the economy account on the server is basically the admin shop money is going to go to. Now, if you leave this blank, it's not going to be anything. But if there is an admin shop account and you want money to go to that account, you can set it here. For example, I could set it to my username if I wanted to. And then we have the tax amount. So if you want your server to have a tax, right, which is a percentage that is going to charge over what it shows. For example, if you have a 10% tax on a $100, for example, transaction, it would be a $110 total with 10% going as a tax, and kind of, help get things going as far as like bringing money out of your economy. If there's a lot of money in your economy on a server, you could add a tax in to remove some of that economy or that money out of the economy. Kind of a cool system there. As you can see, there's the server tax amount, and then this is the difference from this is going to be taken from the admin shop, right? So if someone buys from an admin shop, it's going to be the server tax amount. If they buy from a player shop, it's going to be the tax amount. You can also set a price to create a shop. It's kind of cool. And then how much is refunded if someone creates a shop and then destroys that shop? How much of that original creation price is going to be refunded? And then how many decimals are allowed on prices? As you can see, by default, 2. That's fine with me. You can also make it to where 0 are allowed, meaning it has to just be like a flat rate price. This is a very, very important thing, I think, and that is the block shops with sell prices higher than buy prices. By default, it's true, and basically that means you can't set up a shop where you're selling an item for $1 and then buying it back for $2, making it basically an infinite way to just keep getting money. Overall, you're going to run out of items, so it's not going to be forever, but you're going to be losing money the entire time. Don't know why you would change that to false, but you could if you wanted to. Allow multiple shops at one block. I would recommend leaving that as false. Allow partial transactions. So let's say someone doesn't have enough money or there's not enough items in the chest. Can someone, instead of buying that full 64 amount, buy 32 but only pay half the amount? That is something that is cool and can be changed there. And then allow autofill. So this is basically, let's say you have like a grinder that is getting beef, for example, and that beef is filling down into a shell chest. Can that be done or not? It can be turned off here, turned on or off there. Now there are bungee cord messages here. No reason to ever use that. We run a bungee cord server with hundreds of players, never had any reason whatsoever to use that. Maybe if you're linking servers together, but we even do that and have never had a problem with or any need to ever use the bungee cord messaging there. Show out of stock messages. Most of this stuff from this point on is default, or is just left default. There's not much in here that I would recommend changing. Now, one thing that is interesting is this CS toggles out of stock. So there is the /CS toggle command, and basically what that's going to do is hide different notifications, right? So basically it's going to turn off sell shop notifications. By default, it's only going to turn off transaction information and transaction owner information. Basically someone bought and sold something, or you bought and sold something. Now, you can also come in here and change it to where they can turn off the out of stock messages. I wouldn't recommend doing that. That way players can know when their server's out of stock, but it's up to you. And then players can also hide the full shop messages, which means basically if you're selling something to a shop and it can't buy anymore because the shop is full, that's not going to be showing there if you turn that to true. So overall, you can just kind of leave the rest of this the same. If you want to log transactions, you can come in here and change this to true. If you want to log it to a file, by default, it is logged to the console, and that's always been perfect for us. So stack to 64. Do you want to stack all items to 64? Even buckets, things like that that shouldn't be stacked, I would recommend leaving that false. Use the built-in protection or not. On Skyblock, for example, you don't necessarily need that, so you could turn that off there. The rest of this here would be left default. Now, one of the things I do want to mention is World Guard regions. So do you want to let people only build inside World Guard regions? This can sometimes be good if you're using World Guard regions to set up a shop area, like a marketplace, a designated marketplace area. This can be helpful for that and using all these World Guard features. Do you want to only let people build in Greek permission claims? That's also a smart idea. We actually do have that turned on our server, on our aquatic survival, because we only want people building inside of those protected claims. And there is some other sort of integrations down through here. So yeah, that's a complete overview of this config. It's quite a lot, but it's very well documented, and I think we did a pretty good job there at going into all of that. Now, one final thing I want to mention is this local.yml and this price.yml, or price limits.yml. The local.yml is actually where you can change all of the different messaging inside the plugin. So, for example, if you wanted this to say, instead of shop, for our case, we could do breakdown shop, for example, right, like so, breakdown shop. That would be able to, you know, like be customized there. And then there are price limits. For example, if you wanted to set like a buy price or a sell price on like pistons or anything like that, by default there's pistons and stuff in here, you can change those or remove them if you don't want that. So pretty simple stuff there, but I did want to go over it. That is all of the config files listed here. So awesome stuff. Now, let's go ahead and jump in game where we can actually show you how to set up a shop, and then of course, you know, go over some of the commands and things of that nature. Alright, so here we are in game. If we go ahead and do /PL, we'll be able to see that ChestShop Essentials, Essential Chat, Essential Spawn, and Vault are all enabled and working here. So that is pretty cool, and that means we can go ahead and get testing with this. Let me go ahead and set the time day real quick, and then we can get rocking. So basically, to set up a chest shop, let's go ahead and start off with that. We're going to place down a chest, obviously. Now, as I said, I always recommend actually putting something in that chest that you want to sell. So in this case, you don't have to do it like that. You can put in some emeralds here, and then you want to go ahead and place a sign on that. Now, you're going to leave that first line blank. On the second line, you're going to put the amount of the item you want to sell. In this case, we're going to do 1 emerald at a time. Then you want to put the buy price. So in our case, we'll do buy an emerald for $10. And then you want to put like a colon, right? And then you can do the sell price. So in this case, we'll do a $5 sell price, right? Like so. Then on the last line, you want to do a question mark. And then when you click done, boom, it's going to automatically convert that into a signed shop for emeralds. Now, I'm not going to be able to purchase off of this because, well, it's, you know, kind of set up under my username, and that's not allowed, right? It's just not allowed. It's going to open it every time I click on it. However, I do assure you that it is in fact working there, and that is a signed shop set up. We can actually come over here. Let me just drag it in the screen real quick, and you can see that I created a shop with 1 emerald, the buy price of 10 and the sell price of 5 at that location in the world. So no worries there. That is all good. That is, in fact, proof that it is working. Now, let's do an admin shop, because with an admin shop, we can actually buy, I believe, from that. So let me give myself some money real quick. Let's just do like that much. That's plenty. All right, let's go ahead and now put ourselves, this time, some diamonds in here. But we should only be able to put 1 and buy unlimited because it's an admin shop. And on that first line, we're going to type in admin shop. On that second line, we're going to put the amount, 64. And then we're going to put the buy price. In this case, we'll do 100. And then we're going to do the sell price. And on that one, we'll do what? What do we want to sell this for? 25. Sell price. And then on that last line, we'll still put a question mark, right like so. Click done. Boom. That's going to create an admin shop. And now, as you can see, I can spam buy diamonds. I can buy as many diamonds as I want. And then I believe shift click and I can sell them back, right? Or is it still buying them? How do you sell back? There we go. So as you can see, I can sell these diamonds back now. And if I just go ahead and spam this, it will sell them until, well, I can't sell them anymore. And then once I can't sell them anymore, it's going to say I don't have enough items to sell, and then I can buy them back, and then I can sell them. I'm losing tons of money doing this, by the way. It's not a profitable venture, but nevertheless, that is how you can set up an admin shop. And as you can see, you can buy unlimited and sell unlimited. To buy, by the way, you are left-clicking. To sell, you are right-clicking. So pretty simple process, not too complicated there. And it works the same on these. If, for example, I could, if this was another user, I could buy by left-clicking and sell by right-clicking. So awesome stuff there. That is how you can set up a chest shop. No reason to overcomplicate it. Super, super simple. And there is also a link in the description on their website, and it goes over exactly all of that in text format. So nothing too complicated there. Now, for commands that are useful, there are really two that you want to talk about here, and one is /item info, right? So for whatever reason, you put a question mark on that last line and it doesn't work. This is what you can type in on that last line, that sign shop name. So for this, you would put wheat seed, right? Usually you just put it in the chest and put a question mark and it's fine, but sometimes it doesn't work. And if it doesn't, that's what you can use, /item info, and it's going to show you that there, what that item name is, and you're going to put that on the last line of the sign shop. And then there's also /CS toggle. That's going to turn those messages on and off. For example, if you have a super popular shop, there's hundreds of transactions happening, every hour or something, that gets pretty spammy in chat. So with that, you want to turn it off, and you can do the /CS toggle command to do that. However, by default, unless you change it in the config, you'll be able to see when those shops are out of, resources and things like that, so you can restock them. And then, of course, last but not least, there are a few admin commands, but those aren't usually used. I've never had to use a single admin command other than, of course, ChestShop reload, right? So ChestShop reload is one that you can use, but other than that, I've never had to use a single admin command on ChestShop, and if you do want to check those out, they are linked in the description down below on the download page. But there you go. That's how you can set up a chest shop. Just place down that, place the item in the shop, go ahead, put down your sign, leave that first line blank, get blown up by a creeper, put the amount you want to sell on the second line. Then, for example, if you wanted to make an admin shop for this, actually, and you only want you to be able to buy, for example, these at $10 per seed, put a question mark, and then admin shop, boom, click done. Now we can buy these. As you can see, I can buy as many, but I can't sell them back. I can't sell here. I can only buy, right? Boom. Awesome stuff there. And that's exactly how that works. Again, if you wanted to do this as a player shop, you would just leave that first line blank. But nevertheless, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more awesome content every single day of the week. We make tons and tons of content here. We're doing a lot more stuff focused on server adminning because, well, to be truthful, there's not that many great mods out for 1.15.2 right now, so we're focusing more on server stuff, and that'll switch back and forth over time. But please do subscribe to the channel. Come play with us on our own server, play.breakdowncraft.com. 181 people are online right now on a random Tuesday, at 5:30. It is awesome. We do have survival. We have 2 incredible survival servers. We have medieval survival with 30 custom quests and a player-based economy, and aquatic survival with a /shop-based economy. We do have awesome skyblock with finch generators, 1.8 PvP, and OP enchantments. And then factions is brand new, less than a month old with factions. Everything is custom. We've got custom enchantments, we've got custom keys, we've got custom factions upgrades, we have custom everything. Custom spawn, incredible PvP. It is awesome. So come play with this. Play.breakdowncraft.com is the IP, and I cannot wait to see you online. Nevertheless, my name is Nick. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Hope it helped you out set up chest shop on your server, and I'm out. Peace.